Hola. Hoy vamos a aprender de los verbos go en el tiempo presente. For this lesson, remember go in the yo. The go verbs are named as such because they end in go in the yo form. Here are some go verbs in their infinitive form. Please take a moment to write these verbs down with their English definitions. Número uno, poner. To put, to place, to set. For example, to set the table, poner la mesa. Salir, to leave, as in, let's leave school now. Or to go out, as in, let's go out this weekend. Número tres, hacer, is to do or to make. To do as in la tarea. To make as in la cama, to make the bed. Número cuatro, caer, is to fall. Y número cinco, traer, to bring. Pause the video and copy these. For your next Canvas assignment, you will need to upload a picture of the conjugation charts of the following verbs. And by a picture, I mean you will need to handwrite the conjugation charts on a sheet of notebook paper and then take a picture of it and upload it. So I'm letting you know now, so as we go through these slides, you can start to copy down the verbs. And again, make sure you write down the definition and the conjugations. So let's talk about poner. Again, it means to put, to place, and or to set. So these are called go verbs because in the yo form, you have a G in there before the O, which makes go. Yo pongo. Tú pones. Usted, él, ella pone. Nosotros ponemos. Vosotros ponéis. Acento. Ustedes, ellos, ellas ponen. So notice that everything other than the yo form is just a regular ER verb. Pause the video and copy the forms of poner. Salir, to go out or to leave. Salir is an IR verb. It's regular, again, in all of the forms except the yo form. Salgo, sales, sale, salimos, salís, salen. Yo salgo con mis amigos los fines de semana. Pause the video and copy the verb and all 6 forms in the present tense. Hacer means to make, as in to make the bed, hacer la cama, or to make food, hacer la comida, or to do something like la tarea, hacer la tarea. Notice that with hacer, not only do we have go in the yo, but you also need to drop the C out of the infinitive. And this is just for the yo form. Yo hago. Tú haces. Él hace. Hacemos. Hacéis. Hacen. Pause the video and write the definition and the 6 forms of the verb hacer. Caer, to fall. This one has the go in the yo, but it also has an extra I in the yo form. Note the extra I, make sure you copy it. Yo caigo. From there, it's normal. We just drop off the ER and add the endings. Caes, cae, caemos, caes, caen. Copy the verb, all 6 forms, and the definition. Traer, to bring. Traer works like caer in that it has that extra I in the yo form. Yo traigo. Tú traes. Trae, traemos, traéis, traen. When you feel like giving up, just keep on trying. Haha. Pause the video and copy the verb forms. Now, let's reflect. Which two go verbs also add an I in the yo form? Caer y traer. Yo caigo, yo traigo. These must be related to the iPhone family. iPhone, iPod, iPad, iGo. Now, mentally, you don't have to physically write this down, but mentally draw lines to match the Spanish phrase to the English phrase. Me caigo mucho, salgo mucho, hago mucho, traigo mucho, pongo mucho. Pause for a moment and think about which ones match. Hopefully, this is what you mentally decided. So, me caigo mucho, I fall a lot. Salgo mucho, I go out a lot. Hago mucho, I do a lot. Traigo mucho, I bring a lot. Pongo mucho, I put a lot. Por ejemplo, pongo mucho azúcar en el café. I put a lot of sugar in the coffee. Other go verbs. The following verbs also change to go in the yo form, but because they also have a change in some of their other forms. Tener, to have. It's also an E to IE stem changer. We're going to call it a low top. Oh yes, we saw this verb last week. Venir, to come. E to IE, low top. And again, we saw this verb last week. Decir, to say or to tell. Stem changes E to I. And this will be a high top. We'll see this one in more detail in just a moment. And then oír, we saw recently, means to hear or to listen. Tener and venir are considered low tops because they do not have a stem change in the yo form. So when we draw the line around the forms that stem change, it's a lower looking shoe. So think of low top Converse. We saw this verb last week, so quick refresher. Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. Again, pause the video and write down tener, the definition, 6 forms, and go ahead and draw the low top as well. Venir, to come, as in, I come to school at 7:30. Vengo a la escuela a las 7:30. Vienes, viene, venimos, venís, vienen. Pause the video, copy the verb, definition, 6 forms, and the low top looking shoe. Decir means to say or to tell, as in la verdad, the truth, or una mentira, a lie. Or the question, ¿cómo se dice? How does one say? Decir is a high top because the yo form will also have the stem change. So this is another double trouble. It's got stem change and it's got go in the yo. Digo, dices, dice, decimos, decís, dicen. Pause the video, copy the verb, the definition, the 6 forms, and draw that high top. When I think of go verbs, I think of cheerleaders telling the team, go, fight, win. I will apologize in advance for my cheesiness, but decir is the best cheerleader verb there is. Remember, decir means to say. I say, digo, literal translation. So let's try the cheer. I say digo, you say dices. Digo, dices. We all say decimos. Okay, that's pretty cheesy. Lo siento. Sorry about the typo. Should be go, fight, win. All right, last verb. And this one we have seen recently, oír, to hear or to listen. Again, double trouble because not only is it a go verb, it's also a Y verb like we just saw in yesterday's lesson. Oigo, oyes, oye, oímos, acento, oís, acento, oyen. Pause the video, copy the verb, the definition, and the 6 forms in the present tense. Last verb to talk about, but you do not have to write this one down. This is not technically a go verb, but I wanted to talk about this verb. Yesterday when we talked about the UIR verbs, I said if verbs end in GUIR, they're not going to have those Ys like we saw in yesterday's set of verbs. Instead, the yo form, you're going to drop the U. Now, seguir, it means to follow. It's also a stem changing verb, E to I. So let's look at the forms. Sigo, so that E changed to an I, and I dropped the U. When I drop the U, it looks like a go verb, but technically it's not because it already has the G sound in the stem, in the infinitive itself. Sigo, sigues. Notice that the U comes back in the other forms. Again, I'm not going to focus on this verb right now because it's not technically a go verb, but yesterday I mentioned that I was going to explain the GUIR verbs, so I wanted to present this just for clarification purposes. We might see this later in the year, but you're not going to be responsible for it for this lesson. Te toca a ti. Time to fill in the blanks. I make the bed. Yo hago la cama. I go out with my friends. Yo salgo con mis amigos. I have 2 cats. Yo tengo 2 gatos. I tell the truth. Yo digo la verdad. I put the book in the backpack. Yo pongo el libro en la mochila. I bring my computer to school. Yo traigo mi computadora a la escuela. Excelente. Now go, finish your assignments. Muchas gracias y adiós.